You are live. So exciting. Okay, well, I'm just trying to find my live stream really quick so I can make sure that I have all of your comments up here. I'm Courtney Mermaid, and welcome to another Tale Talk Tuesday. I'm going to give this introduction now so that when this plays again later on, you guys know what you're actually watching, and you're not just watching a crazy person typing at her computer. So, what this is a weekly chat with me about mermaid tale questions that you guys might have, how to make mermaid tales, and that kind of, oh, this is trippy. I'm watching myself while I'm, oh my goodness. Oh, hey Snoopy. There we go, I can see your comments over here now. I'm all set up and I'm ready to go. So like I was saying, what this is just a weekly sort of mermaid Q&A chat, fabric mermaid tale questions that you guys have, just mermaid related content and that kind of thing. Just any questions you might have for me. I'll do my best to answer them to the best of my ability. Oh, I paused it at a really good, I'm doing something like this. That's a really good spot to pause. Yeah, so feel free to ask away. I know we had some questions from last week's episode that, oh, I should probably actually start this off. Oh my goodness. So depending on when you're watching this, if you're watching this live with me right now, or you're watching this in the future at some point, future yet to be, as it were, I am doing, right now, I'm hosting my very first Mermaid Tale giveaway through my Patreon. So for you guys who may be interested, I will, oh, I forgot to message my patrons and let them know that I'm actually doing Bad Mermaid. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me just let my patrons know that I'm live streaming really quick, publish. Okay, great. So for my patrons, for those of you who don't know what Patreon is, that is a crowdfunding type situation on a monthly basis where you guys contribute and I give you behind the scenes content and other rewards. So for this one, I have met my first goal, as it were, on Patreon, and I've decided to do an actual tale giveaway. Now, it's not going to be one of the full painted ones. That's going to be for later on, but I am doing a spandex tale giveaway with some sequin detailing and that kind of thing. So I will, all the information is on my website. It's vancouvermermaid.com if you'd like to check that out if you are interested. And now I'm going to go and check the comments, see if there's anything going on there. Hi guys! Thank you for stopping in. Much appreciated. But yeah, I'm really excited to finally have gotten to a milestone to do a tale giveaway, and I'm going to have videos as I work on that tale that I will post. Of course, if you are also new and you don't really know what it is that I do, so I'm a mermaid based in Vancouver, Canada, and I, of course, am an aspiring YouTuber, and I make mermaid tale making tutorials to make tales like these ones. So I've got 2 more in the works here that you see in the background, and then I have goldfish back there. So, and everything is flying away. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Guys, mermaids, we're organized. One of my hairpieces totally fell. Oh, hello. Thank you for stopping into my chat. Much appreciated. Oh, my necklace fell too. Oh my goodness. That was quite the catastrophe. Yeah, I have like this mermaid, oh. Got more people coming in. So exciting. So feel free to ask your mermaid questions, whatever it is that you have. I'm hoping we had somebody stop in last week asking about starting up a mermaid business and that kind of thing. So Elizabeth, if you're around, I would love to, but I want to wait to see if you pop in. I don't know if you will. I will feel bad if you don't, so that I don't get a chance, but I'll probably still talk about it a bit anyways, if you guys are interested in hearing about mermaid businesses. Hey, you're there! Is that you from last time? I hope that's you from last time. Yes, there are mermaids all over the world. We are, like, hugely everywhere. We are expanding all over the place. But Elizabeth, I hope this is the same Elizabeth from last time. You had asked me about mermaid businesses and starting up a mermaid business. I believe that was your question. I had it written down. It was just it's such a broad topic that I didn't really want to start it last time because I was right at the end of my stream there. Okay, good. I'm glad that's you. Okay, so first thing, I want to do a little shout out to Raina the Halifax Mermaid. She provides these amazing books. I've read all of them. And we've been doing this for about the same amount of time. She does it in a different capacity than I do. She's much more with the events and with the kids and this kind of thing. And her, you know, her mermaid school is an actual school, like a where you go and you swim in this kind of thing. So I'm going to just copy and paste her link. If you're watching this in the future, that'll be in the description below eventually. It's not there now, but I'm going to put this in the chat for you guys. She has a lot, there you go. She has a lot of amazing information. She is so kind and generous for sharing all of this. Like, it's very detailed stuff that she has chosen to put out there for the world. And you're meeting me right now. Can you meet me? I'm here. It's nice to meet you right now. But yeah, so definitely I would start off by checking out her book. For everybody, depending on what your goals are as a mermaid business, there's a lot of different kinds of mermaid businesses, as it were. You know, back when this was all really new, the thing that people would consider you a pro for doing would be events and birthday parties. The big popular thing to do is mermaid birthday parties, it would seem, and just other mermaid events. That was also something I had been doing for a while there. I don't do it a lot now. I've had a lot of health issues, so I'm not, unfortunately, my body's not super reliable for spending a super long amount of time in my tails anymore, which is kind of unfortunate. But the thing is I know a lot of other really amazing and lovely mermaids in Vancouver, and I'm very happy to pass the business along to them. Because it's not a competition, you guys. I just want to put that out there. This is all about the love, okay? And the sharing of the knowledge. That is something that's kind of what I've turned my little mermaid business into, is that I really want to share the knowledge so that you guys don't have to go through what I went through when I first started making mermaid tails. So, back to the question. It depends on what you want to do. So if you want to be like a mermaid YouTuber, if you want to be somebody who does more high-end events, or if you wanted to do more like parties, if you're aimed at more adults or at children, you know, there's a lot of different ways to make money as a mermaid. Do you want to make and sell mermaid tails? So you have to kind of look at it. What are your talents specifically? What is going to be your biggest contribution? What can you bring? Sorry, I'm going to be coughing a little bit today. Exactly, you can inspire ocean conservation and that kind of thing. Like, I go to protests. I was sad I wasn't able to attend the most recent one that we had here. But there's a lot of different things that you can do. Education is a big one and that kind of thing. Oh, thank you so much. Is it Crystal Mab? Am I saying that right? I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you so much. I'm happy. It's so sweet of you. And for me, I feel like the place where I bring my like biggest contribution is just the interacting with you guys and sharing the knowledge that I figured out for myself and that I've been learning over the years here. So that's the thing. So take some time, do some soul searching. Where sort of what are your talents, and what would bring the most like joy to your life, because that's sort of how you can inspire like joy and things like that in others. So, but yeah, I hope that kind of answered the question. In terms of starting the actual business, that's a bit more technical. I would definitely refer to Raina's books for that one. She's fantastic. Her business is a real inspiration, and yeah, so you guys should definitely check her out. I can't claim to know it all, and I mean, I'm not claiming that she knows it all either, but she's been doing this for a really long time, and she does have a great deal of knowledge on the subject. So that is that. I hope that kind of maybe a little bit answered your question a little bit. I don't know. I hope so. Let's see, what have we got? Want to do conservation, volunteer at an aquarium? Yes, definitely volunteering. If you want to like, it's all, okay, so it's twofold, right? Because volunteering in itself is an amazing experience. It's a wonderful thing. I've done a lot of volunteer work throughout my life with different organizations for different things. So No Whales in Captivity, that's something that I'm for that. And then I was also with an organization, a nonprofit, SETFA, for a while, so for the ethical treatment of food animals and that kind of thing. So I've done volunteer work and stuff for those guys. long time ago now. It's been a while. But so that's a really great way, but it's also a great way to kind of establish yourself out there and to meet people and to network a little bit. So so that's another thing to do. But I am definitely, you're listing off all the mermaids. I do know a couple of them. I don't know Mermaid, how do you say that? Mizuko, and Melanie. I don't recognize those names. I'm sure if I did like a Google search, you know, it's kind of like if you Google search Courtney Mermaid, I come up everywhere. Not everywhere. I mean, there's a couple other Courtney Mermaids, but I am the majority of that stuff. So, but that's definitely a good place to start. Oh, good. Okay. Excellent. For sure. I'm so glad to have so many of you guys with me again. This is really lovely. I hope that you guys are going to be finding these useful. I do have a couple of other notes and things that I could talk about, unless there's anything specific that you guys would like me to cover. Any tail-related questions or mermaid community questions or swimming questions. I don't know what other mermaidy type things are on the docket for tonight. I kind of want to leave it a bit up to you guys. And of course, if you ever have any questions in advance, you can feel free to tweet them to me. I'm Courtney Mermaid on Twitter. And then I can always start that off. You can teach about maritime history. Wow, yeah, you've got some really good ideas for that. That's pretty awesome. You should do like a blog post and get some of those ideas out there, like possible, because there's also like, you could be a marine mammal like naturalist and that kind of thing too, right? So there's a lot of, yes, I do. I haven't actually met Faith on the base yet. I really want to meet her. We have tried, I think twice now. We've tried twice now. And what happened the first time? I can't remember. Something happened the first time, and then the second time I had a possible stress fracture in my foot, so I had to get that checked before I could, and then it just, yeah. So we are attempting to collaborate on something, and it's gonna happen. I swear it's gonna happen. But I love her videos. If you guys haven't checked her out, I wonder if I can find her really quick to share, because Faith on the base, she is a rock star. I really love her videos, and her channel's growing so quick. Oh, she's so good. Okay, hang on, where is it? There it is. Ping! So yeah, definitely check out Faith on the Base when you guys have a sec. She posts some great footage, and I really love that she's just this fantastical, like, nerd maid, right? She's so awesome, so... oh, mermaiding in the winter time! Northern climate! Woo-woo! Canadian mermaid right here. Summer, what is this you speak of? There is no sun. It is only rain. It's rained for the last, like, 2 months straight. I swear, it's horrible. Okay, mermaiding in the wintertime. So this is always a thing. I usually save the majority of my tail making for the wintertime if I can. The planning, the sewing, the prepping, and that kind of thing. It's been a bit backwards with these two that I've started now. But I recommend having a good relationship with your local pool and then just swimming there all year round. There's a lot of things that you can do to feel mermaidy in the wintertime. Like for example, I made myself a mermaid tail blanket. So yes, I made one because everybody has to have a mermaid tail blanket. And so I will spend a lot of time like in my mermaid tail blanket, like reading mermaid books and stuff. But in the winter, it can definitely be a challenge. I mean, if you're somebody who has a silicone tail, you can do some of those fun outdoor shoots where you're in the snow in your silicone tail because it keeps you a lot warmer than the fabric tails do, but it can be a bit of a challenge, and it can be a bit depressing. We have such a small window here in Vancouver for when we're actually able to do mermaid work. I'm going to also just warn you guys, my dogs may go ballistic at any point during this live stream because my husband Eric is going to be in and out of the apartment. He's doing some stuff outside, so... I just apologize in advance. They are good dogs. They just are a little crazy with the anxiety sometimes. So what are you going to do? Oh, hi Alice. Thank you for joining our stream. I'm going to try and do shout outs to you guys. If the names are, I'm going to try and pick the names that I live in Canada. Yes, I do. I'll do my best to say hi to you guys. But yeah, so mermaiding in the wintertime is just not super... I love Canada. Thank you. I love Canada too. It's a good place to live, right? At least you can go to the pools and water parks. Mermaid Marla took some pictures. Yeah. So a lot of mermaids have actually done. I think I've seen Mermaid Marla's pictures where she's been in the snow. But a lot of, like, Carissa, Mermaid Ripple, she's done, she's another Vancouver mermaid and a friend of mine, and she's done some beautiful, like, outdoor shots. I'm pretty sure it was her. And then I know Faith also did some as well. Yeah, we've actually got quite a few, like, Vancouver area, greater Vancouver area, sort of mermaids kicking about now, which is pretty cool. But I'm quite envious whenever I go to California and the flight over, like, into Orange County, and you just see every single house has a pool. Just pool, 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 like, all the way, just rows and rows and rows of pools. And here I am, I'm like, there's, like, one person, not even, like a 40-minute walk, like, that way that maybe has a pool. That maybe has one. And I don't even think it's got water in it. It's amazing. So, racism in the mermaid community. Wow, that's a pretty deep topic there. Yeah, there's, we're not perfect as a community as a whole, and I find it really hypocritical often of our community when we are already given such a hard time about what we do as mermaids, to in turn give other people a hard time for things like race, religion, you know, sexual preference. Oh my gosh, am I gonna get totally flagged now on YouTube for saying that? Like, oh my goodness. Oh my god, really guys, real topics here, real topics. If I get demonetized, whatever, that's fine. But seriously, there are some issues, you know, like, body image issues and stuff like that. I was like, how do I word that? But yeah, unfortunately, I'm very much of the mind, like, I want to be, well, I got a knot in my hair. I want to be very inclusive of everyone. You know what, this is for the love of this, and I think it's really important that we keep that in mind. Like, this is a beautiful thing that we do, that we share, that I feel like is a very instinctual kind of, you know, all life came from the sea, right? Like, if that's something that you agree with, and you know, but for me, that's how I believe it. All life came from the ocean, and I mean, of course, I'm a mermaid, so of course I think that, right? But that's just how I feel, and thank you for saying I'm awesome. Also nice. But yeah, unfortunately, there are some people, and it goes down even beyond just those things. Like, there are some mermaids who really and truly just think that they're better, for whatever reason, you know. There's also people who are very prejudiced against things like, oh, well, you don't have a silicone tail, so you're not a real mermaid, and it's like, well, actually, I've been doing this for 10 years, and I make them myself, so I think that qualifies me at, you know, some kind of a level, a little bit. There it is. I told you it was going to happen, and it totally happened, and I'm not going to bother trying to deal with that. Just let him have it. Just let him go. But you know what? I really feel like it's important to be you, and you are unique, and you are special. And I know that sounds so cheesy, like I'm some after-school special, but it is so true, and I want to promote that. I want people to be inspired to be themselves, you know? Like, I used to pick apart, like, every little flaw about, oh, I'm a good artist. Oh, jeez. Aw, thank you. Well, I try to be an okay artist, you know, a little bit, but I used to, like, pick apart every little thing, like, oh, I don't like my nose is slightly, you know, too big, or I go my tummy, or my bum, or my thighs, or whatever, like, I'm too tall, I'm a really tall person, like, my feet are too big, and it's like, well, you know what, actually, no, you just gotta kinda, this is the package, you gotta embrace it, you gotta love it, you gotta, you know, and so that's something that I try to promote. But that was like the big roundabout way of saying that yes, this community does also have its flaws, and some of them are really obnoxious. But we can go into a whole other video just about that alone, mermaid drama and that kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. See, okay. So the thing was, I don't have a mermaid tail, but I love the ocean, mermaids, pirates, mythical creatures. So I'm abso-freaking-lutely. You're absolutely a merman, because you know what? That is the essence of it, right? And who was it? It was it was Hannah Fraser in one of her TED Talks. She may have only done the one, but she had said, so I'm a mermaid, right? And then she had said something like mer is of the sea, and then maid was like servant, right? So servant of the sea, and I feel like that's the truth. Like, even though, you know, I'm not in my tail every single day. I'm sort of like a once a week at the pool kind of a situation, right? Like, I do the best that I can. And so, hang on. So that, I think, qualifies you as being a mermaid, merman, whatever floats your boat there, right? So, That's a good one. And do I like Pirates of the Caribbean? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Even if some of them have been questionable in their awesomeness, the first one is Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh my god. Such love. Such love. I actually have Jack's ring right there. Such a nerd. Oh my god. I'm just such a winner. But yeah, so I'm such a huge Pirates of the Caribbean fan. The ride, I have the soundtrack for the ride. I got the soundtracks for all the movies that I've purchased over the years. And I guess I was really sad to hear that there's some, it's being, the newest one's being held like for ransom or some nonsense right now. I'm like, no, this is just crazy. Why? Stop ruining my experience. Don't spoil anything for me. I want to go see it in theaters and enjoy it the way it should be. You know? Anyways, yeah, pirate history. Awesome. Ah, sweet. To write about mermaids. Yeah, you know what? Mermaiding and mermaids is just such a, I don't know what attracts people to it. I'm not sure if it's just like the intrigue, the mystery, that maybe it feels just familiar in the kind of way like, I always feel like I've gone back somewhere, like somewhere I've been before. Obviously, I've been to the ocean before, but I mean that sense of like it's nostalgic or something, that I've been there before, and that's why I love the ocean so much. It just feels like home, you know, and I'm very sad at the state of our oceans, as it were. So, Mahina Mermaid, of course, the Mahina monofin. I have indeed. I have indeed. Okay, so hang on. So Elizabeth, okay, I want to swim in a tail at public pools, but I don't know what to ask. I get a little nervous and anxious. Without okay. So job one, and this is a hard one, but it's the sort of fake it till you make it kind of a situation. If you believe that this is what you're doing, and I go in and I'm confident, yep, I'm a mermaid, this is what I'm doing, and you just, and be professional about it, don't be like a jerk about it. Really, Alfie? Be professional about it. If they ask you to do a test, be very willing, don't put up a fight, because they do need to see that you're going to be safe. And I find, I don't know if you're going to encounter the mermaid tail bans. I'll actually give you guys a link to mermaid safety, Oh, no, that is not how you spell that. Wow, Courtney, good job. What is my... Okay, hang on, 1 second. I'm going to give you guys a link to something, but it's giving me a problem. I'm having an issue spelling, apparently, this evening. I speak more than one language, so I have a problem sometimes. Okay, here we go. So, mermaidsafety.com. This is... Well, this is the Weebly, but anyways. This website is something that I put together with information that you can give out to pools, that you can share, and different ideas if you encounter a pool that isn't really interested or not really sure what you do as a mermaid. So, I love dolphins too. Dolphins are good. But it's definitely about how you approach it. So making sure that you're safe, making sure that you're with somebody. The local pools by me require us to do a test, and so I've done the test. I have my little certification there. You get a little a wallet card as well. And the first couple of times I went in, before they got to know me there, I would go up to the lifeguards with my card and present and be like, hey, I have my assistant with me. I'm going to be in the tails. How long I'm going to be here for. Here's the thing. And then after a while, they just sort of recognized me, and then they were like, okay, yep, you just go for it, mermaid, go do the thing. You are going to get... Like, I'm not gonna lie, okay, mermaids do from time to time, we do get weird looks. People will maybe crack a little joke or say something. The best thing that you can do is be true to you, okay? You're not doing this for anybody else, you're doing this for you. And people, and this comes from somebody, I was teased a lot as a kid. I was tormented and called names, and I was very gangly and had big feet and very lopsided. Anyways, I had funny teeth, and it was a whole thing. So I've encountered my fair share. So for me to say this, you have to know that it takes some courage, okay? But you have to be true to yourself. You're doing it for you. So just let those people have their 5 minutes. They're going to do what they're going to do. They're going to think with it. And then they're going to go right back to their own nonsense. Because you know what? Believe it or not, everybody actually thinks about themselves first. So they're going to be sitting there thinking, oh, do I look fat in this bathing suit? Or, oh, did I, am I got the makeup? Is my mascara running? So just, they're going to be doing their thing. And you're going to be doing your thing. So that's where you have to come at it from. Now, what was the rest of the question here? Oh my gosh, you guys are talking. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna catch up on your comments in a second here. I'm so sorry. Okay. Without seeming crazy or embarrassing myself. Okay. So just making sure that you have your plan, and it's really important that if you haven't been swimming in a mermaid tail a lot, that you do it in stages, so that way you don't encounter a problem, and then ruin it for other people. Hey, there we go. So making sure that you're comfortable in your tail. Start off making sure you're a good swimmer, work your way up with the monofin, and then with the full tail skin as you get used to it. And if you do things responsibly, and if you do things, you know, slowly, and if you do respect that their concerns are valid, swimming around in a mermaid tail can be dangerous. There are no recorded, like, fatalities in a mermaid tail. I mean, let's keep it that way, guys. But you want to make sure, like, don't be hopping around in your mermaid tail. Be very safe. Again, I have a bunch of stuff listed on that website, so definitely check it out. And just, yeah, just be brave. I know it's scary, but just be brave. Take a deep breath, and just remember that you're worried about you the same with everybody else. Everybody else is thinking about themselves. They might have a moment where they're thinking about you, but then they're going to go right back to their own nonsense. And that's the best piece of advice. And the more you do it, the easier it's going to get. So the more often that I've gone in my tail, the easier it is to, when I get the odd weird look, I just, hey, how's it going? And just right back to it, you know? So, and, but yeah, so that's why it also helps to have somebody with you that you can be talking to and interacting with, especially if you're new and you're a bit nervous. So, okay, now hang on, where did I get to? Okay, where are you going this June? Did I see, or did I miss it? Okay, I'm sorry if I, wow, where Blackbeard was killed. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. I love pirate history. I would love to see more and learn more about it. It's just wild. Would anybody ever laugh? Mermaids are awesome. Ah, yes, thank you. Thank you, Alice. It's so true. Mermaids are awesome. But you know, it does happen. Sometimes people are poopy diapies, and sometimes they like to ruin other people's fun. And I don't know. I think the beautiful part about mermaiding is the fact that play isn't just something that's for kids, and I think imaginative play is actually really important for adults as well, and that isn't something that's really acknowledged in our society, because we're a lot more about the more is better and the go, 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 and we all have to be working, and it always has to be chaos, and I find that's what really draws me to mermaiding, is the fact that I take that, and that's my time away from the daily grind. That's my time away from being a grown-up. I mean, I make cartoons for a living, so I'm not really a grown-up, but but you know what I mean, right? A little bit. Okay. So here we go. I have heard of the New York mermaid. Where have I saw her on YouTube. What do mermaids have instead of a tail of a triton? They cause storms. Oh my god, I have to go. No, Alice, don't go! Okay, well, thank you so much for stopping by, Alice. I appreciate it. And of course I've heard of Mermaid Raven from Merbella's. Merbella's is incredible. If you guys don't know Merbella's, I think they have a website coming soon, like an official for real website. I'm really excited about that. I've been sad that they haven't had a website for so long, but their tails, oh man, are her tails something. Wow. So just like, just amazing. Maritime Museum. Oh, cool. Wow. That'd be really cool to see. That's pretty awesome. Oh, I'm great. Aw, thanks. Is it, Maria? I hope I'm saying Maria. Sweet. North Carolina. Awesome. Oh, wow. This is pretty cool. I'm getting some new faces here tonight. Well, welcome all you guys. This is pretty cool. What else should I talk about, you guys? What other questions do you guys have? Anything else you would like me to cover? I am planning on being on here for a little bit longer, so I'm trying to make these about half an hour to 45 minutes, I think, if there are lots of questions from... Oh, Mermaid Star, the Florida Mermaid. No, I don't think I've heard of her before. Yeah. We don't really, like, for me, I stick mostly, like, there's obviously the key players, if you will, the mermaids that kind of every other mermaid has heard of or knows of, and then there's the few that you know, you don't hear a super lot of, that they don't post very often on social media, that kind of thing. I'm trying to get, what the, Did you guys hear that, or was that just me? Maybe that was outside. I really hope that was outside, because that was a very weird noise. Okay, slightly losing my mind. Slightly losing my mind. Anyways, but I lost my train of thought there. But yeah, but yeah, the mermaid community is an interesting one, you know. I had a question up there what mermen can have. Oh, like, what do you mean, like as a tool or like a weapon, or... Oh, no, where did I lose it? Oh my god, what happened? No! No, no, no! Okay, I think I just lost a question somewhere, but... Aw, thank you, Elizabeth. That was really sweet of you to say. I'm sorry, I lost a question from somebody who just posted a question. I don't know if I pressed something. I don't know if your comment's still there. I don't know what I did. Oh, I'm breaking stuff again. I'm so happy that you found it to be a good resource, though. I really try to kind of fill it out. Mermaidschool.ca is slowly building up. There's a lot of unfinished areas where I'm thinking of still doing like Photoshop tutorials and other social media kind of things, and it's all stuff that as I'm learning I want to share with you guys, so that's where that comes from. But yeah, so it's all part of the fun. But that's my kind of goal as what I wanted to do with my kind of mermaid business as it was to share the knowledge with you guys and answer those questions and try and get the knowledge out there, because you know, if I'll talk about the mermaid community for a second while you guys think of your next questions, ask away. Yeah, so you know, the community is a bit of an interesting creature. It's always been a bit of an up and a down. I find a really common trait among mermaids is to have this attitude that you were the first one who did it, and therefore nobody else can do it, and you know, we can't have similar looking anything, and you can't have that name, and that's my name, and that's my business, and this is this, and that is that, and oh man. Okay, so here's a question. Here it was. I'm going to come back to the community thing in a second. You're asking what mermen, like accessories can mermen have? I think that's probably the question. I'm hoping that, okay, I'm not sure if that's appropriate right there, friend, so let's keep it not questionably inappropriate, because I do have the power to press a button and scoot you right off the chat, so let's just keep that in mind, okay? So, right there, mermen can have, so you can have, you know who's a really good example of this? There's two mermen who I can think of, and my god, why right now of all times are their names totally leaving me? This is really embarrassing. Oh my god. Okay, hang on. Merman Christian and the other, what's the other guy's name? Is it I'm not gonna say it right. Arian? I'm not sure, but he has a gorgeous orange tail, and Christian has this amazing blue tail. And these two guys, they will do things like gauntlets. You can do circlets, so like that's like the piece that comes around here. You could do a crown. I've seen, and this guy's, I actually don't think I know his name, but he does one of those, it's like a partial chest plate, and it does up from here and comes around the back and the strap across the front. And that might not be for everybody's style. I think it suits him really well, but that's a good thing that you could do as well. You could also do a belt. If you wanted to do something really wild, you could get really creative with a belt with a bigger buckle. Maybe it's got some side plates and that kind of thing. But yeah, so thinking in terms of like, you know, what you can swim with, some things are going to be better than others, and also like always check your materials to see what you could use. I know some material is good to get wet but not be totally submerged all the time, so... Oh, you're back. Welcome back. And of course I've heard of Mermaid Carol. I actually did a little bit of work for Carol a while back on an older version of her website and made some like little graphics and stuff for her. That was a lot of fun. But Nova the Virginia Mermaid, that's not one I recognize either. I moved to my phone. Excellent. I'm streaming off of my phone actually, so it's handy. It's good. It's right there. I don't have to connect through any other things. Are mermaids real? Well, yes, They're real. I'm pretty sure. I'm sitting here, or you're looking at a mirage. I'm not sure which it is, but yes, it's good. So let me see here. Okay, let's not troll though, shall we? I always get that question. So that's actually a good question you brought up there, Billy, because kids will ask that one a lot. And what you do, I'm not a mermaid. Okay, you know what? I think we're just gonna do a little thing here, and we're just gonna go like that, because I don't think you're okay anymore, Billy. Sorry about that. I don't tolerate trolls. Sorry. Anyways, so yeah, that is a question you're gonna face a lot. The reason I block it on here is because I actually like to keep my channel really clean and happy and friendly. I also remove comments that are unfriendly and not nice, because frankly, there's enough of that in the world. We don't need more trolls. We do not need more hurtful or unfriendly people, and I can see where that's going, and I simply don't tolerate it. So I'm not mad. You know what? You have your reasons for doing what you need to do. That's okay. You know what? You are entitled to your opinion, but I don't have to actually take it, because I'm entitled to my opinion as well. So that's just kind of how that works. But again, yeah, I don't know who Nova, the Virginia Mermaid, is. Unfortunately, I don't. But yeah, so that is another fun thing about the community that you will encounter are trolls and other fun things. You do need to kind of be careful. Oh, Disney Dave, all right, good night. Good night. Have a good night. Have a good sleep. But yeah, you will encounter, oh, actually, you know what? While I'm doing this, what time zones are you guys in? Because I'm in, obviously, Pacific Standard, right? But I would love to know what time zones you're in. Maybe if you're seeing this after the fact, maybe like tweet me or something so I know, because maybe I can try and do this at a different time of the day. Oh, Mermaid. Oh, Central. Okay. I'm going to make a note here. Thank you guys. It helps because I have another one from Denmark, and I'm like, dang it, I can't get to you. You guys have to, if I can find her really quick. I don't know if she'll see this now, but she just, hang on, maybe I can find her on here. She just completed her tail, and you guys, it's so beautiful. I'm so happy for her. She followed my tutorials, and I'm telling you, I'm gonna get teary thinking about this. But if you could give her a like or a follow, I'm just gonna do like a little shout out here. If you guys also are making tails and using my tutorials, please make sure you tag me on social media so I can check it out and so I can show your guys' stuff off, because it's amazing. Okay, I've lost myself again here. Hang on. Same as you. Okay. Alex, no caulking. Don't do it. Please don't do it. No caulking on your tail. Like, don't use that Alex Plus. Please don't do it. That stuff is toxic beyond all reason. Even the stuff that I use here, but I use it as a glue, not as the full thing that's actually going to be touching my skin. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a big no-no. I get so passionate about it just because, like, the things that can happen to you from using that, like, even when I use the glue, all the windows get opened, the fan here that I have here gets turned on, all the pets go in a room with the closed door and their window open, and I also wear a respirator because you do not want to be inhaling that stuff. It's a big no-no. But you know what? You can still get, like, I get asked all the time if these are silicone or what they're made out of. So you know what? You can actually make some pretty realistic looking tails just using fabric. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't necessarily have to be silicone. And there are a lot of pros and cons to the two different kinds of tails. I'm happy to go through those with you if you'd like, but... Mermaid lore. Okay, so that's a good one. I actually have a book here called Mermaids 101. That's by Doreen Virtue. There you go. And this is actually a beautiful book to get as a gift for mermaids. If you have mermaid friends or you are a mermaid, you'd like somebody to get it for you, should let them know. I got mine from Chapters. I'm sure you could find them online as well. But it includes a lot of things like the history of mermaids, where the lore and the legends come from. It talks about current, like, real, like, what we all do as mermaids, the different kinds of mermaid tales, gives you, I'm not sure if it gives you the price guide in here, but a price point, or the pros and cons are also listed in here. And it's beautifully illustrated, like, not illustrated, but there's beautiful, like, photos on the inside. So, oh, ow. So, so yeah, like there's some there. So this is a great book. That was Mermaids 101. I highly recommend checking that book out if you're going for something. There's a lot of, like, go to the library and you'll be able to find a lot of different books on this subject. Okay. Where did I get to? Okay, so you're a 7-year-old boy. You've got really excellent writing there, friend, and you have a second YouTube account. That's kind of interesting how that works out there. Okay, what about Mermaid Celsius? Yes, I have just recently discovered Mermaid Celsius. How did I get? I do this every Tuesday. Next Tuesday, I may either be late or I might have to bump it that week because I actually have something that night that I can't reschedule, unfortunately. So, I might try and do it the Wednesday next week, and if not, then it'll be the following week. That I'll do it. But of course, always make sure to check my Twitter. That's Courtney Mermaid on Twitter. You find me and I will post the day of, as well as I try to do it like an hour or a couple of minutes before, like 20 minutes or so before, just to get the kind of, get it in your minds, get it out there. Okay, Mako Mermaids. Yeah, I do. I watched H2O, and now you have to know, like, age-wise, I am much older than these girls, right? So in terms of the content and stuff, I like the idea of it. I'm not a huge fan, and the world is just going to flip a table when I say this. I'm not a huge fan of the tail fluke design. I've never been one to really appreciate that sort of look. But you know what? It's to each their own. We all have our different styles, so I prefer something like more like that instead of one that flares out, but that's just me, so I don't mean to offend anybody or anything like that. That's just my personal preference. I do find I don't really like to support them as much because they do promote sort of cetaceans in captivity, and again, that's not something I'm into. I'm not interested in getting into a huge debate on that one. If you'd like more information, you feel free to message me through my website if you'd like me to talk more on that now. But that people can get pro caps, anti-caps, they can get into a big discussion about that. So, whoa, hi, you know what? You're gonna get flagged, buddy. So, just get off. I don't care what your issue is. We don't need that up in the house here, okay? So if you're a 7-year-old boy, you might want to check your attitude, okay? Not cool. Really not cool. So for any of you guys watching out there, this is a clean place. We don't come here to badmouth and be rude and inconsiderate to other people. I don't mean to get all like mom up in the house right now, but just letting you know, I expect my viewers, I expect you guys to be respectful of other people as well, so that's just not gonna fly in the chat. So if you don't like what we're talking about, please take your nonsense and just roll with it. Okay? Thank you. So right there. Mermaid Valerie, I don't know. This is my first time here. So what time do you start? I start at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I am looking because there are a couple of people who are in totally different time zones. I have one follower who I actually posted her page. You should go check her out. And she's very far away. It's a 9-hour difference, and I'm trying to figure out if there's a time where I could live stream to make it a little bit more accessible for other people as well. So yeah, that's gonna happen. Thank you for reporting the message. I appreciate that. We cannot have this nonsense up in here. This is a happy, friendly, safe place, okay? This is not for people trolling or cussing and cursing up in my comment section, okay? So that's just that. And I might tick people off being a little bit, you know, like this right now, but I as somebody who is bullied a lot and as somebody who sticks up for other people when they're not treated right, that just gets me all heated. Like, I don't, nope. Okay, so here we go. So yeah, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Always check my Twitter, Courtney Mermaid. Okay. What about mermaid stories like novels? Ooh, yes, I can tell you about this one. Okay, so I am reading this again for the second time now, and thank you for saying I'm awesome. I appreciate that. I don't mean to get all nuts. I'm very passionate about people. If you don't agree with what I'm saying, it's totally fine, but just take it and go. Just take it and go. That's fine. So this is a really good book, Rescue Sirens. You've got to check it out. Oh my god, what is your deal, bro? you need to just go away. Like, just go. Guys, if you want to help me out by reporting and or blocking Buddy here, so this Bill Payne, who's being a real pain, just help me out with that there, guys. I'm going to eventually get a moderator for this as well, so... Okay, where'd I get to? Let's just ignore him. I do apologize in advance. So if you're new and you're just coming to my live stream now, there may or may not be some unfortunate things in the comment section. I'm doing my best. I'm going to see if there's a way for me to ban certain words. Clearly what words we're favoring here, so I might try and find a way to do that for future streams. I'm not sure if there's a way for me to do it now. But I don't want to not have the chat because I really like chatting with you guys. It's really good. But yes, so novels, Rescue Sirens. There are a lot of other ones. This one's just beautifully illustrated. You guys have got to check this out. Oh my gosh, of course, as I'm wanting to show you an illustration and now I can't find one. Okay, I'll try and do one without a spoiler. But come on, right? Oh my goodness. So this one I'm a pretty big fan of. I've already read it once. I'm reading it a second time now. So good. There are a lot of other ones out there that are worth checking out. I unfortunately off the top of my head I really can't think of any right now, which is really just really embarrassing. But I know if you look up a list you'll be able to find some. And block. Alrighty. So okay, wow, I've never been trolled this hard before. You must like really have just like an issue tonight, buddy. That's just too bad. Do I watch mermaid shows? Okay, where did I think I got further down here? Okay, difficult kids during gigs. Yes, kind of like this guy who keeps coming in. What you have to do is just take a deep breath and know that this is what they do. And this is how they get a laugh. They're trying to get like a rise out of you and trying to throw you off your game. And what this person unfortunately doesn't realize is I've managed teams of like 10, 12 people. I have worked with a lot of difficult people in my lifetime, and it's gonna take like, it's not even really gonna take anything. I just go and I just kind of block out. I just kind of do that, and it's just a thing that happens, so what are you gonna do? But, yeah, so, where did I get to? But yeah, for difficult kids, I mean, if you get to the point where you're dealing with a kid who, and their parents are present, you can always just like, kind of, to the parent, like, hey, can you come here for a second? Like, look, you know, you're actually kind of, I don't want to ruin the magic. Like, don't be like, your kid's ruining the magic. Just be kind of like, hey, you know, like, I just don't want to ruin the magic for like any of the other kids. Can you maybe just like back me up a little bit here? If you've got a mertender or somebody who can help you, that's also going to be really good. But what I try to do is realize that kids aren't just born like that, like where they just, that was supposed to be a snap and it didn't really go off there, where they don't, you know, we've all got these imaginations. It's through time and things that will have happened to us that will pull that out of us, right, and kind of ruin it for us. So what you have to do is be patient and be understanding. And if you really are starting to lose that kid, that's okay, but don't just let them have it, because you know what, if something happened and to them before and they've just learned that this is how they need to approach the situation and that they are just taught not, that like no. But try to encourage them to use their imaginations a little bit, like think outside their little box and just be like, hey, let's just have a little bit of fun here. You know, I think something that's really important, I was asked once, like, are you really a real mermaid? Like, are you sure you're a real mermaid? I was like, I said something like, well, do you believe I'm a real mermaid? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, well, that's all that matters, because as long as you've got that imagination and you've got that is special and you need to hold on to that. I got her really excited about it. And she's like, yeah. And I was like, that's what I'm talking about. And that's how you do it. So you have to kind of encourage kids to come at it from that kind of angle and realize that people like this person, like I feel actually a bit bad for whoever this is. I don't mean to laugh. Like I know you're just trying to get a rise out of me. It's not gonna happen, but I do just feel kind of bad. Like I'm sorry for whatever probably happened to you that has made you a little bit jaded and a little bit bummed. Like whatever it is, I hope that it's not still going on, and I hope that you can find it sort of in yourself to be above it, you know, and if you need help from somebody, maybe you need to reach out to somebody for help. So that's out there. Let me just go here. I've totally lost my spot now because of all of these funny things. Like, okay, dude, I like hateful rudeness either. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. I was just all kinds of things. When I was a kid, my feet were really big and I was very thin, so I had like these knobby kind of knees. And I've always had a bit of a big nose and this kind of thing. And I was called, like, there was this one boy who just, I won't tell you what the name was because I don't want you guys to use it on me, but he was so cruel to me. And you know what? It's not that kind of a thing. I feel bad for you. I don't think, given the kind of comments you've been leaving on my channel, I'm spending too much time talking about you, buddy. So I'm sorry, you know, it's just a sad thing. I wish there was a different option that, you know. Anyways, do I watch the show Life as a Mermaid? And at Reef, sorry there, I'm finally getting to you. Hello. I'm sorry that took so long, my goodness. Okay, yeah, so there we go. It's all about the fun here. That YouTube show, Life as a Mermaid. No, I haven't seen it, but I have heard of it. Very cool. I like these YouTube shows that people are coming out with where they're doing like mermaid like themed shows. There's some that are actually really amazing, like production value. Like, way to go, you guys. That's pretty special. So, and then a few more. Oh, I'm awesome. Oh, geez. Thank you. Well, you know, I try. I just don't want to, like, I'm not going to block that one because what if you really are, like, asking, it's just kind of a bummer. Crafting with seashells. I have made a crown with them, but it's so heavy it falls off my head. Okay. Seashells. Wow. Seashells are a thing. I think seashells are a bit of a pain. There's a couple of different ways that you can deal with seashells. It just depends more if you're planning on wearing it in the water. What I really like, and I of course haven't got experience making these, but you can buy them off of places like Etsy. There's another store, this actual online store, and I know that there's a few tail makers out there who actually make silicone replica, shells. So you can actually get like silicone like clam shells or those lion paw shells for like a shell bra and that kind of thing. So that's another option, instead of using real shells, but you're able to, like, there's a few people who've got some really amazing ones, where you drill holes into the shells and actually use wire to wrap it. And I've seen people try and like seal it with glue and stuff like that, and there's some pretty cool stuff you can do, but really the only way to keep it on your head is just bobby pin the living crap out of that thing. Just bobby pins just everywhere, just all over the place. So that's something that's yeah, I don't honestly, the crayons up top, I think like that was one hair piece. I actually got this a long time ago, but it has some real shells on it. Like, I'll show this to you. I didn't make this one. This isn't made by me. This was made by, I wish I actually had the girls' information now, but this I got in 2011, but it has some real shells on it. And this is all just hot glued together, and I have worn this in the water and it stayed mostly intact. But really it's just like, if you can use lighter shells where possible, plastic shells if possible, and, oh good, okay, 1 second. But yeah, it can be kind of hard. Also, if you make maybe two versions, so you have one that you wear in the water and maybe one that's a little bit like the fancier one for when you're out of the water. so maybe that's an option. I am gonna do one day. I'm gonna do more like maybe some jewelry, some hair pieces and stuff like that, because I've got a few of the clip-in hair pieces, which are also lots of fun. Oh, well, see, there it goes. I don't know if you're trying to bait me again, but if you're not, I feel really, I'm really sorry. That's like, I'm genuinely not being an ass. Excuse me, I'm not being a jerk. I'm sorry if that happened to you. That's really sad, and I don't feel good about that. And I, appreciate you saying that, and I know that I'm not a real mermaid. I too went through some experiences and was told mean things to make me purposefully feel bad, and that's not nice, and I would like to defend people like that and be like, you know what, imagination is actually a really precious gift. It is our most precious gift. Being able to use our minds to think of things that are beyond the scope is a really special thing. And I think that people shouldn't be told that, you know, obviously these things are and aren't real or however you want to see it, but if you want to believe in something beyond yourself, there should be no harm in that. As long as you're not hurting anybody and you're not bringing anybody else down and bringing negativity, it shouldn't matter. Like, it really shouldn't matter. It should be what brings you joy, what brings you happiness. I've been made to cry like multiple times. There was one time, like, you know what, I won't even go into it all. It's for another thing. I want to keep talking about the mermaid related stuff for this one, but if you guys would like a video on my bullying experience at some point in the future, you let me know, because that'll be a good one. I'll probably cry quite a bit, because that's hard. But waterproofing accessories. Okay, waterproofing accessories. So my biggest tip is don't wear too much in the water. It's really hard. Waterproofing, I just make sure, like, when I wish I had actually one of my hair pieces. That is one of mine up there, but okay, just give me one second. I will find one quick to show you if I've got one here. Okay. So regular, if you're going to use it in the water, you could use something like, okay, unfortunately I gotta flag that one, I'm sorry, I just can't keep that one on there, because that's not an okay one to put on there. I used, for this one, I will show you guys. So this is a hairpiece that has been used in the water. This is a real shell I actually got from iBeach here in Vancouver. And these are all just glued in, but I've used a lot of glue. You could use, I think, is it called Gorilla Glue? I've not ever used that one before, but this was just hot glue, and this stayed together pretty well. I find if you use a lot of little beading and things, like, that'll all kind of come off eventually. Nothing is ever really 100% waterproof. Not even we are, you know, at a certain point, I forget how many hours it is, you have to spend in the water, but you will actually start to disintegrate. Like, you'll actually start to get nerve damage in your hands and your feet, and it will just start to come apart. Anyways, yeah, so I'm just totally losing my train of thought. There's some really interesting things going on in my comment section right now anyway. But the trick is, like, take good care of your stuff. If you're able to, like, rinse it out, make sure you properly air dry things, that will help with the longevity. Fix things as they break when you can the next time. So if something's starting to come apart, don't wait until it falls apart before you try and fix it. That's really my only biggest piece of advice for making things, like, waterproof, because nothing's ever, like, 100% waterproof. Everything will come apart eventually, I mean, in the water, unless it was actually something meant specifically always underwater and this kind of thing. Like, we use so much fabric and stuff that... Oh. Okay. I'm just going to continue with this for a second. I do see your comments in the section there, guys. So, but this is meant to be, like, tail making tips and stuff for this. I think I'm actually... Oh my gosh! I've run so far over, you guys! This was only supposed to be 45 minutes. Okay. So any other questions that come up after right now, I'm going to write down and I'm going to put them in the next one, but I'm just going to wrap this up really quick as best as I can. Yeah, so nothing is ever really 100% waterproof. All you can do is really try and secure things. If you're ever not sure, something that I will typically do is I will sew and glue. So any of my tops that have seashells, I've actually sewn them, like, they have holes in the shells, and I will sew them down as well as glue them down. So doubly securing things is always a good idea. Using a strong glue, if you want to use E6000 glue or a hot glue gun, will depend on if you're going to take it in the water with you. Sometimes a hot glue gun is enough, and sometimes it's not. You will have to guess and test, and please, please, please don't ever wait until the day of your gig to test out your stuff. So if you have a gig coming up and you've made some new accessories and new tool, like new, you know, whatever treasure, like bits that you're going, bobs that you're going to wear, test them out as soon as you can, because by the time you get to your gig, if you get there and your stuff is falling apart on you, you are going to be in trouble, and it's not going to be good. Trust me on this one when I tell you, having a top malfunction in front of a bunch of kids is not something you want to go through. Okay, so that's where I'm going to end on this one. Let me just go back up here, just make sure I didn't miss anything else important. I want to really go back and say, you guys, that you need to believe in what is good for you. This turned into a little bit of a different kind of a chat than I'm usually kind of going for. I want to keep this really about tail making, and it's like, I don't know if you're still just, if you're trolling me or if you're trying to get me, you know, I'm not really sure, like baiting me or whatever, but I do want to say that it's never too late, okay? You're never too late to believe in something new, okay? I'm 30 years old, okay? And I'm still as passionate about this as I've ever been, and it's really important to know that your life matters for you, okay? And it's going to sound really selfish now, okay? But what I want to say is, of course, other people's lives matter, of course. But you need to follow your... At the end of the day, you just have to look in the mirror. And if you can look in the mirror and you can be proud of yourself and you can believe that you are on the right path for you, that's what matters, okay? With everybody else's opinions and everybody else's garbage, that is not to do with you. So if you're a mermaid and you are being given grief for being a mermaid, don't ever let that bring you down, because there are going to be people who give you a bit of a hard time because they want to get a rise out of you because they've had bad experiences in their life and it makes them feel a little bit better. And it is okay to see, I know you are still baiting me a little bit, but I just want, thank you, and I appreciate that. And it's not like I'm trying to be any of this. I just want people to know that, you know what, you are absolutely entitled to your opinions and to your thoughts and your words, because they are yours and that makes them special. And that's at the end of the day, that's what life's all about. Okay, this got philosophical, you guys, it got real quick. Okay, so I am going to call this done, because it's 9 o'clock now my time and I am tired. I've got emails to reply to, I've got video to edit, I've got stuff to plan, I've got mermaids messaging me in the background trying to plan a thing, and it's insane. So I want to thank you guys. I want to say, don't be sad. Okay, you know what? Let's all keep this a really happy place, a positive place. You know, all of your opinions, they do matter. If you bring harm or anything like to other people, that's not okay. That's where I have the problem. Any other questions that I did not answer in this video, please, 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 feel free to leave me messages over on Twitter. That's Courtney Mermaid. I'm really hoping I'm giving you the right one. I am Courtney Mermaid on Twitter, right? Yes, I am. Okay, good. And I'm glad that you guys are enjoying my live streams. If there's any other topics or anything you'd like me to cover, again, feel free to send me a tweet and I will do my best to get that going. The live streams, again, they happen on Tuesdays. Every Tuesday so far. I've done them, I think, the last 3 Tuesdays-ish, I guess. Tuesdays, that's 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so that's Vancouver, Canada time. And if there's ever a change, like there will be next week, there will be no live stream next week, but continue to check my Twitter, and I will let you guys know when the next one's going to be. I will try maybe to do it on the Wednesday, but if not the Wednesday, it will be the following one. Yeah, Fin Slap! Oh man, I'm so sorry I missed you again. I enjoyed your last video, Mermaid Jaffa in the house. I enjoyed your last video. It was really awesome. So I'm so glad that you came by. And yes, I've heard of Mermaid Iona, and I'm really gonna go now. And how many mermen are out there? I know of at least 10 I can think of off the top of my head. Oh, you just finished music theory class. Okay, see, this is the thing I need to know. I was asking people what time zones you guys are all in, so that maybe, possibly, I could do like a special one, like every once in a while, that I could fit into more of your time zones. But yeah. So okay. It's okay, it's almost 9 o'clock. I really want to go. Don't forget, I have that mermaid tail giveaway happening. If you want to check that out, feel free to visit my website, vancouvermermaid.com. That is happening for my patrons over on Patreon. I have different tiers for that as well that offer different rewards. So check that out, because it's going to be a pretty one. It's not going to be one of the fully painted ones, but it is going to be a spandex tail. If by some weird chance you're watching this like weeks into the future and I've already finished the giveaway, I'm sorry about that. But the deadline is to enter, to join on my Patreon is May 31st, end of day. So then I will be doing a special video. I should probably do a proper video to announce this, but it's, you know, it's gonna happen. Anyways, good luck. Oh yeah, I'm hoping to do, so when I actually reach not, I don't know if it's my second goal or my third one, but I will actually be doing one of these guys as a giveaway in your custom size, color, however many, like, fins and stuff you want on it and that kind of thing. So as soon as I reach that goal, that's gonna happen, and things. And now I'm gone. Okay. Was there anything else? Don't forget to subscribe! I do a lot of other mermaid videos and stuff on this channel. I would love to see you guys stick around. And, I think that's it. Okay, thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate you stopping by, keeping my chat clean, sharing with me your stories, and, I look forward to seeing you guys next time. So I am out of here, and I will see you guys later. And yes, unicorns.